After 5 years of highly synchronous activity, too coincidental to be mere chance, the phenomenon subsided in 2007. I was 47 years old when the shift occurred, one of many synchronicities involving the number 47. There isn't enough space here to list the many clues dropped into my lap regarding Mothman, such as the possible meaning of Indrid Cold's name, Garuda, in human form, or the name of his assistant, Demo Hassan, terror assassin. If the reader should take away anything, it would be that the Mothman phenomenon can be visualized as the hub of a wheel whose spokes represent each of the world's religions. One could argue that the same earth energy forces causing people to see Mothman also caused the enlightenment of Christ, Buddha, and Muhammad. That's from The Mothman's Photographer 3. By Andrew B. Colvin, who's going to be my guest on blogtalkradio.com/The Stench of Truth, the Stench of Truth radio show on blogtalkradio.com tonight, Friday, March 18th, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Please join me for a discussion on paranormal, parapolitical, and conspiratorial. Hello and welcome to another edition of The Stench of Truth. Again, I want to express my condolences to all of the people affected by the terrible tragedy in Japan, but I want to reiterate it once again, my firm belief that the Japanese are highly resourceful and extremely ingenious and well-founded people, and I am certain that they will overcome the potential calamitous activity at the reactor sites there and bring everything under control. And that's still my firm belief, and it will not turn out to be a greater tragedy than it already has been with, whatever has occurred there already that can be confirmed without wild speculation. So just a word to Japan. I believe in their resourcefulness, their ingenuity, and their strength as a people, and I'm sure that they'll prevail. I want to comment on a couple other things. I briefly mentioned about how the Republicans and the so-called right-wing conservatives are attacking the Dodd-Frank legislation. Well, as a matter of fact, they're also attacking Elizabeth Warren and the Consumer Protection Bureau, which was enacted in the financial reform legislation that was enacted as a result of the economic collapse that was caused by fucking Wall Street. And they're attacking the Consumer Protection Bureau, my friends, because, wait for it, it has too much power. Well, you want to make it powerless and toothless, like the Security and Exchange Commission, which for fucking years refused to act on any security violations brought before them. So now you want to take away what minuscule and almost insignificant fucking power the Consumer Protection Bureau has, so that Wall Street parasites and fucking monsters may continue to act as predators against the people of this country. Well, congratulations, Republicans. You're doing a fine fucking job. And guess what? The Democrat motherfuckers who sit up there in Washington, D.C. are not going to do much to stop this fucking attack, because their entire thing is about compromise. You want to know why? Because they are completely sold out to Wall Street as well. And anybody out there who asks me who you should vote for ever, there is only one thing I'm going to tell you. Never vote for any of these two fucking parties, because they are both completely sold the fuck out by Wall Street. And you can see examples of it every fucking day. Well, if you care to take any action, contact your sold out Wall Street puppet fucker in Washington and tell him he is a Wall Street suck-up fuck, and not to touch the Consumer Protection Agency, and maybe strengthen the fucking rules that it has, so that somebody somewhere has some ability to affect fucking Wall Street and the predations that they inflict upon the American people. For Christ's sake! Give me a fucking break! Here in Pennsylvania, we have a stealth attack being launched against public unions. Unlike the attempts done in Wisconsin, Governor Corbett here is doing it in a rather stealthy, behind-the-back approach by cutting $1 billion from education and refusing to even consider a tax on Marcellus natural gas extraction companies in this state, who, by the way, funded his campaign to a very rich amount, so that by this it will force local municipalities to raise school tax, property tax, or cut and gut teachers, either firing them or affecting their contracts, salaries, and benefits. A very sneaky move on his part, but totally seen, understood, and known by me and by anybody else who follows this line of reasoning. Governor Corbett is a fucking asshole, just like the fucker in Wisconsin. Except he's being paid off by Marcellus gas extraction companies, whereas Walker in Wisconsin is wholly owned subsidiary of Cock Industries. One good piece of news out of Wisconsin is that a temporary restraining order has come into place to prevent the implementation of the new law, which would rescind collective bargaining rights for union workers. And while I don't expect this to be the final word on this issue, it is a move in the right direction. I would add one more thing, though. Where the fuck is the president of the AFL-CIO, is supposed to be the leader of the fucking labor consortium in this fucking country? Where the fuck is he? Hiding under a goddamn rock? Motherfucker, why ain't you out there on every fucking news program? You fucking asshole! You should be out there pointing out what I'm pointing out. That all of the problems in this motherfucking country and this fucking economy are as a result of fucking Wall Street, the rich, corporations, and fucking banks. And if they were held accountable, and if the money they robbed, pilfered, stole, and frauded out of every single person, pension plan, company, trust, municipality, and state in this fucking country, the problems would be fucking resolved, and labor would not be facing a crisis. And do not be fooled into thinking that just because you do not belong to a union that you will not be affected by this, my friends, as I have stated before. Because you will be. You'll be a serf working at the whim of your masters. Well, if you like that, then just sit idly by and let everything go. If you don't, then you might get mad like me. So, choice is yours. Thank you. Good night.